Special thanks to Patreon supporter Trenchfighter8 for making this video possible.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft WW1 vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and doing a redesign for the Medium Mk.A Whippet. The Medium Mk.A Whippet was a British tank in the First World War. It was intended to complement the slower British heavy tanks by using its relative mobility and speed and exploiting any break in the enemy lines. The armored fighting vehicle was intended for fast mobile assaults, although the track design appears more modern than the British tanks Mark 1 to 5, it was directly derived from the Little Willie, the first tank prototype, and was unsprung. The crew compartment was a fixed turret at the rear of the vehicle, and two engines of the type used in contemporary double-decker buses were in forward compartments, driving one track each. So yeah, very interesting vehicle, and one vehicle that it's a little overlooked. There are some stories of these tanks being pretty successful throughout the war, and some cool, interesting stuff like that. It's a really interesting looking tank, and again, that has that typical World War I look of just being very rudimentary and very kind of weird in design compared to the tanks we are used to in World War II and basically so on. But overall, it's a really nice looking tank, and again, it's going to make an awesome addition to any of your World War II maps. We do have a tutorial for the Mark V, so you'll definitely be able to use that and have this along with it in a cool kind of breakthrough assault. Before we go and take a look at the vehicle, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Trenchfighter8 for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the description where you can pledge a small amount to the channel every month in order to view a request of your choosing, depending on which tier you sub to. Helps support me and the work I do on the channel here, and you earn a vehicle request of your choice every month that you are a patron. So feel free to check it out. Again, link is always in my video descriptions. Anyways, let's go ahead and kind of dive into taking a look here at the vehicle, see exactly what we're going ahead and building, and obviously move from there. So we'll start off with, we have obviously the front of the vehicle here. Again, pretty straightforward. This is where the two engines are located, up here in basically the front of the hull. We have obviously the tracks here, pretty straightforward, the kind of white, red, and white stripes, pretty iconic there for British tanks of World War I and even into World War II. Up here we have basically the place where the whole crew would be positioned. You would have the driver, and typically you would have a commander and then a gunner. Sometimes they would fit a fourth guy in, which would operate as another gunner. But basically this has guns all the way around, 360 degrees around the tank, as you can see with four machine guns. And then as we work our way back here, we have just the rear here of the tank, pretty straightforward standard stuff, nothing too complicated here, just some detailing and shaping here for it. We also have these little baskets here which were present on a lot of the Mk.A Whippets, so we have those little baskets there for putting gear and stuff like that into. Overall, pretty interesting little tank, and again, it's going to make an awesome addition to any of your World War I battlefields. But anyways, without further ado, let's go and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layer, we'll go ahead and start off with layer 1. For layer 1, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a nether brick slab, followed by a nether brick top slab coming off that slab like so, and then a dark liquid trapdoor coming off that top slab. From this, we're going to go to the side here of the nether brick slab and place down an item frame, green terracotta block, and a dark liquid sign here on the side of the item frame like that. From that, we're going to then take a green terracotta, we're going to go back 1, 2, 3 blocks back of green terracotta and 3 dark liquid buttons along the side. We're going to then place down a dark liquid stair, followed by a stair facing that dark liquid stair, dark liquid slab, 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks, and then a green shulker box on the side like that. On the top here of the shulker box, we're going to place down a dark liquid button on the side, and then 1 and 2 dark liquid signs forward, an item frame, and a green terracotta block in that item frame like that. After that's done, we're going to then place down a dark liquid trapdoor here on the back. On the inside here, a dark liquid button, and then we're going to go to this green terracotta block and place down 3 dark liquid top slabs over. From that, we're going to go up to the front here, and we're going to go to the nether brick slab, and we're going to go from this nether brick slab 3 dark liquid top slabs over as well. We then want to go and just fill in the space here between our dark liquid top slabs with more dark liquid top slabs to create a nice space here for the tank. This point here, we're going to then take our nether brick slabs and basically replicate the same design we did for the tracks over on the right side. So we're just going to go and do the same thing here, and I'm going to go and do this a little bit faster as I cover the other side in pretty good detail So basically, whatever we do on the right side is going to be done over to this side, and it's completely symmetrical at this point in the tutorial. So pretty straightforward stuff, and it doesn't need me to explain it again. And our dark oak wood buttons, our dark oak wood signs, and an item frame on the first block here with a terracotta block, and basically looks something just like this. Anyways, that right there is going to wrap it up for layer number 1, and here's what it looks like from up above. With that, let's go and move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with, here we're going to place down a smooth quartz block on top of these dark oak wood trapdoors. And we're going to then place down a quartz top slab on both sides here, and then a brick top slab there in the middle. We're going to then grab a dark oak wood trapdoor, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off this quartz block toward the front like so. On the sides here, these quartz blocks, we're going to place down a stone button to both sides. From this point, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row 3 across, followed by a red shulker box to both ends, and coming off the side of the red shulker box, we are going to go and place down a tripwire hook. We then want to place down a row 3 of smooth quartz blocks across, and then followed by a smooth quartz top slab on both sides. We're going to go and then take our dark oak stairs, we're going to place down a dark oak upside down stair, followed by a second stair coming off of it like so, and then a dark oak top slab. After that dark oak top slab, we're going to grab ourselves a nether brick stair, we're going to place down a nether brick stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 nether brick slabs back. So we're going to then repeat the same thing over here, so dark oak upside down stair, a second stair coming off of it, dark oak top slab, dark oak stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 nether brick slabs back. From that, we're going to then place down a daylight detector on both sides like so, and we're going to then take our green terracotta and fill in the space here in between, like that. And we're going to then take our green shulker boxes, place down a row of 3 across the back here, a tripwire hook come off those 2 shulker boxes like that, and a dark oak button here in the middle. And after that's complete, that is going to pretty much wrap it up for this layer. Just double checking here, everything looks good to go. But anyways, that right there is going to do it there for layer number 2. And with that, let's go and move on to our next layer, layer number 3. I guess moving on to our next layer, we have layer 3. Layer 3 is where we need to pay a little bit closer of attention, as we do have a difference in the 2 sides, mainly revolving around the crew cabin in the back here. So just pay close attention when you get to that point, because it is going to be different on the 2 sides. Anyways, to begin with, we're going to place down a row 3 of dark oak wood stairs across the front here, followed by a black carpet to both sides. From that, we're going to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a dark oak wood trapdoor to both sides. We want to go and then place down a row of 3 of looms across, like so, and we want the looms facing this way so that we have this vent kind of texture here on the sides. So if you have them facing any other directions like that, you don't want that. We're going to do the same thing, this time with a second row across like that. After we have that done, we're going to go to the sides here. We're going to place down a dark oak trapdoor on that quartz slab to both sides, and then a black carpet directly after it. We then want to take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a zombie head to both sides. We're going to place down another row 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a acacia wood top slab to both sides, and a acacia wood sign here on the side of the slab. So just like this, same thing over here. We're going to then place down another row 3 of green terracotta across, end rod come off those 2 slabs. When we get to this point here, we're going to place down another row 3 of green terracotta across like this, a mossy cobblestone wall on the left side here. And we want to go and then grab ourselves a green shulker box. Here we're going to place down a green shulker box next to this mossy cobblestone wall like that. And then 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta blocks over to the right side. Now we also want to go and go to the shulker box, and on the side of it we're going to place down a ladder. From this we're going to then place down a row of 3 of green terracotta, or sorry my bad, it's going to be a row of 2 like this, mossy cobblestone wall on the right side here, and then a mossy cobblestone wall over here on the left side. Then we want to go ahead and grab ourselves some spruce wood trapdoors on the side of this mossy cobblestone wall that's over here on the left side. We're going to place down a tripwire or a trapdoor like this, trapdoor coming off like so, and then we're going to go and wrap spruce wood trapdoors around this one right here, so just like that, and we're going to leave this side open. On this green terracotta block, we're going to place down a zombie head, and then we're going to place down a dark oak button on top of this green shulker box. Over here to the right side, we're going to place down 2 spruce trapdoors like this, and then we're going to wrap trapdoors around the sides here. So just like this, and then we want to make sure we close them all like that to kind of create a little bit of a box. And once we have that all finished there, that is going to wrap it up here for layer number 3. And with that, let's go ahead and move on to our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down row 3 of green terracotta, or green carpet across the top here. We're going to place down a dark oak wood slab here in the middle, a second slab back, and then 1 and 2 spruce wood slabs, and then a row 3 of dark oak wood stairs across. We then want to take our daylight detectors, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 daylight detectors, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 daylight detectors there along the sides. From this point, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row 3 across like so, and then a mossy cobblestone wall on the left side here. From this, we're going to then place down a smooth quartz block on both sides here, so 1 over here on this side, and then 1 on top of this green shulker box. And then we can just go and fill the space in between them with green terracotta. We're also going to place down a dark oak wood button here on this green terracotta block to the side. And we want to go ahead and then go to the back here. We're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of these 2, green terracotta block here, and then a smooth quartz block right there next to that mossy cobblestone wall. And after that's all done, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for layer number 4 for the build. With that, we're going to move into our final layers, layers 5 and 6, to go and basically build the whole top here, and basically finish the build off. So with that, let's go and move into our last 2 final layers. Alright guys, going to move on to our next layer. We have layer number 5 and 6. So for layers 5 and 6, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair over here. Will be on the right side of the tank. Coming off of it, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign, an item frame, and then in that item frame we're going to place down a black bed and rotate it around to its side. From this, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, a green shulker box on its side, an additional mossy cobblestone wall to this side, and then coming off the green shulker box, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, end rod, and then we're going to go ahead and place down a zombie head to both sides of this mossy cobblestone wall like so. After that, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row 3 across like so, an end rod coming off both sides of that row of 4 there, green terracotta. And then on the back here, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall that goes up on both sides, a green shulker box here to the right side, green terracotta block to the left, and a end rod coming off that green terracotta block. On the top here, we're going to place down a row 2 of dark oak wood trapdoors on top of these blocks here, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 daylight detectors, and then we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor right there on top of that terracotta block. Anyways, that right there is going to basically wrap it up for the tutorial and finish off the Medium Mk.A Whippet. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do use this design, do actually guys give me proper credit for it. This can be anything from a silent build to my channel or this video if this does appear on so many social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. And again, big special thanks to Patreon support Transfer for making this tutorial possible. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's been your 2 for it. I'll see you guys next time.